Welcome, I'm Cassandra, and this is your general and love forecast for December 2017. This is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. And I'd also like to apologize for being tardy in getting my videos uploaded. So I do apologize. So I already have your cards shuffled. I have the first set laid out. Of course, we will be clarifying. So let's get to this. Okay, the first card we have here is the Queen of Cups in the reverse position. So this would be really significant of where you're at right now and how you're feeling. Now, the Queen of Cups in reversed, sometimes this can indicate codependency issues. This can also indicate that there is some emotional insecurity issues as well. Or perhaps maybe you're just feeling disconnected or dissatisfied with your lot in life right now. It's possible that you could be out of touch with your emotions. And sometimes this can indicate that you are overly emotional and you are thinking with your emotions instead of your head. And this can also indicate that, your imagination's just running away with you, and, well, that can take a very small problem and make it look huge. And, overall moody, brooding, secretive, suspicious, maybe even a little unstable. You definitely want to be careful of alcohol or any type of recreational medication, even prescription medications. You want to be careful that you're not using any type of chemical too much. So you definitely want to be aware of that. Now, this is the card position of your circumstances, and here we have the Two of Cups. This is our Venus and Cancer card. So with the Two of Cups, this can be a relationship. Maybe some of you have started a new relationship, or maybe, you have been attracted to someone. Maybe you have met someone recently that you feel an affinity for and you're very attracted to them. Now, not everyone's going to be wanting to be in a relationship. Some people are already in a relationship. Some people are not necessarily wanting to be in a relationship. So this can also indicate like a business type of partnership or a friendship type of partnership. But either way, even if it's a business partner or a friend, this would be someone that you have a very strong connection with. Now, this would be our focus card. And here we have the Ace of Cups in the reverse position. So, with the Ace of Cups reversed, maybe you guys are withholding your emotions. Maybe you're withholding your emotions because you fear getting hurt. Maybe some of you have recently had a relationship end. And this can also indicate that you have blocked or repressed emotions that you're just simply not dealing with. Because when the cup here is upside down, the emotions, mush. Excuse me, I can't talk. The emotions are just running wild here. They're running out. They're no longer in the cup anymore. So, emotions can get away from us here. Don't worry, we will clarify. We really need to clarify because... Okay, I'm going to shut up. Let's keep it moving. Okay, this position is your recent past, or you could still be experiencing this energy. And if you are still experiencing this energy, it's of a passing nature. So this is the Moon card. This could indicate fear, insecurity, anxieties, illusions, repressed thoughts and emotions that cause inner disturbances, that are pretty overwhelming. This can also indicate deception. This can also indicate self-deception. And sometimes if you are just being too negative, you can end up creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. And, the moon, things that happen at night, this can also indicate secrecy, things done in secret. And, sometimes this is simply a intuition. And Cancer, suns, moons, and rising signs, all of you are very intuitive. So, yes, this is either passing or is already in the past, the recent past. Sometimes this can indicate that we take something small and we can make a mountain out of a molehill, basically, because the moon can exaggerate our feelings, especially being Cancer, which is ruled by the moon. Shoot, when the moon is full, watch out. Our moods really can change according to the moon phases. It's pretty crazy, but it is true. I am Cancer rising, by the way. I don't know if I've mentioned that before, but I am. Okay, this card position is about the present, the here and the now, present type of energy. And we have the Page of Wands in the reverse position. So maybe you guys have started a new project or a venture or even a hobby. But maybe you're realizing that you wasn't focused enough on it, or maybe you took the wrong approach. And it's like now you're just simply retreating from the project. You have a desire to start something new, but maybe you just feel a lack of motivation here. Maybe you're fearful that, things just aren't going to work out. Maybe you're feeling weighed down by more responsibilities. Maybe you're indecisive. Maybe you're being a little too pessimistic. And sometimes this can indicate that you have a poor self-image. And that sometimes this can also indicate that you're having a victim-like attitude where you are the victim all the time. And we really don't want to have that type of attitude. I prefer to look at it as a survivor as opposed to a victim. I myself have been a victim of many horrible things in my life, but I refuse to look at myself as a victim. I look at myself as a survivor, because against all odds I survived that which was designed to kill me many times over, but I've survived, and you will too. We have a lot of strength. Now, this is the card position of near future, so some of you may be experiencing this energy already. Some of you may not start feeling this energy for about a week or two. This is our Nine of Wands in the reversed position. So, this would indicate that you are perhaps being on the defensive. Maybe even being a little overly protective. Overly protected Cancer. No, never! Sorry, I had to make a joke. We gotta make light of things, okay? Okay. Maybe you feel like you're just overcome by so many responsibilities. Maybe there's even a lack of support from others around you. This can also indicate that you have inadequate resources. And again, this can indicate that you might be fearful. And you want to try to not dwell on the past and what went wrong, and it won't do you any good to dwell on those things. You want to move forward. Whatever happened in the past happened. This is a different situation. This is the near future card. Let's not dwell on the past, because you can face this battle. You can. We don't have to fall back. But ultimately, you just want to try to let go and let on, or let go and just let the universe, if you will, whichever you prefer. I'd also like to caution you against making hasty judgments or assumptions here as well. Yeah. I feel like Pluto has something to do with this here, and I'll explain more in depth in a little bit. Okay, this card position is your attitude, and this is the Three of Wands. And with the Three of Wands, you're aware that there are business opportunities, and you're also aware that there are changes and challenges ahead regarding these opportunities. With new territories and expanding your horizons. This card is also indicative of foresight and vision, the visionary. And you need to be confident, this is a card of confidence. Be fearless, okay? Be fearless. This can also indicate travel, especially travel over water. And sometimes, this could simply be for a vacation, but a lot of times this travel would be due to a business opportunity. And sometimes this can indicate a move from like a different state, or this could even be a move to a different country, for work or for achieving this opportunity. that's indicated here. Okay, this is the card position of how other people see you. And look, this card just will not go away. We have the Five of Coins in the reverse position. So again, you know, this is a reversal of bad luck and steady improvement, you know, and a possible new job and new opportunities. And this card just will not go away. It seems to be popping up in every single one of your readings. But again, I feel like the planet Pluto has a lot to do with what's going on for Cancer suns, Cancer moons, and Cancer rising signs. Okay, this is the card position of our hopes and fears. Sometimes it's a hope, sometimes it's a fear, and this is going to be a fear here. This is the Priestess in the reverse position. So the Priestess is all about saying you need to listen to your inner voice, your intuition, your inner knowing. You know, this card can also indicate hidden agendas, gossip, secrets. And it also speaks of not listening to your intuition, and you're losing focus of your own needs. And again, repressed feelings. So I feel like I have said repressed feelings about 3 different times now, I believe. So clearly, I feel like some of you guys are repressing your feelings. And this is the Moon card as well. Hello, Cancer. Okay, this is the card of our final outcome, and this is the Eight of Swords. This is not a very good card, but thankfully it is a card that we can make the necessary changes to correct our course of action. Now, with the Eight of Swords, have some of you guys been isolating yourselves? You know, she is like in this ball, isolating herself. It's almost like she's trapped, but she's not really trapped. It's an illusion brought about by your fear. But when it comes to the Eight of Swords, this is like self-imposed restrictions. You have essentially created a mental prison that has been brought about by your fears. And, well, fear can be pretty paralyzing. So maybe you feel powerless. Maybe you're making a victim out of yourself. You know, you may have a difficult or painful choice to make, but you just need to face it with that inner strength that you do have, okay? Maybe you don't feel like you have it, but you do. You know, you really have to be honest with yourself. And with others, but especially with yourself right now. You know, you got to get free of this fear and this guilt. And this fear and guilt, you know, you got to be honest with yourself. You got to be straight, direct, honest with yourself. You cannot let fear keep paralyzing you and keeping you stuck in the same spot. Because essentially, if you stay stuck in this mode, you're not going to be able to achieve any of the good things because you're letting fear control your every thought and action. And that's not good. You need to be in control. You need to take your power back. You do not have to be stuck in this self-imposed prison. You really don't. Because this self-imposed prison, it's our mind. We don't have to stay here. And I am asking you guys to not stay here. Please do not allow this energy to take control of your future. I know that things have been bad. I do. But simply giving in to the depression and the fear, that will only make it worse. But you can snap out of it. You are not stuck by those swords. Only if you feel you really are, but you're really not. Fear can do some pretty crazy things, let me tell you. Excuse me. Now for the bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Swords. So yes, there's definitely been a heartbreak. Yes, lots of pain, tears. You know, heartbreak, separation, abandonment, rejection, cruelty. You know, this can indicate unfaithfulness, that there was a third-party situation. And if that's if that's what's going on for you guys, then it certainly makes sense why you're in such a bad mood. And some of you are letting your emotions control you because you just can't believe that this has happened and that you're going through it. But you cannot repress your emotions, okay? It's not good to do that, because the more that you bottle your emotions up and you just keep stuffing them down, that becomes toxic. And that alone can create illness and disease in our body. Trust me, I know all about it. You know, the Cancer energy can be passive aggressive. And so there again, you know, you repress. And then suddenly one day you'll explode, you know, and it could be for something as so simple as someone moved the freaking ketchup bottle to the wrong spot, you know. But then you just like blow up and you give them, you know, months or years worth of anger, and they're just like, oh my God, what did I do? We don't want to be passive aggressive. We really need to work on being honest and communicating our feelings and being direct, because it's a lot easier on us if we just come out and say, hey, this hurt my feelings. Why did you do this? You upset me when you did that. It's so much easier to deal with it right then and there. Because if you sit on it and you just let it sit there and fester in your mind, then we can have one of these type of moments where we just literally, you know, freak out, make a mountain out of a molehill. But it's because you repressed so much of your feelings and your anger and your hurt. and then you kind of release it all at once, and then they're just kind of blindsided, like, whoa, what did I do to deserve this? But it's just ultimately not healthy for you guys to do this. It's not helping you, and I want you guys to be happy. And repressing your emotions and your feelings, that's not going to be beneficial or helpful. At this point, it's hindering you, and it's keeping you locked in a cycle of fear, letting fear control you. And no, I don't want you guys doing this. Snap out of it, Cancer. Come on. Let's get out of it. No. You guys have so much love and nurturing that you can give. You don't need to be stuck in your head and letting fear control you. You guys have such wonderful energy. And I just want you to see that. I love Cancers. I love you guys. Come on. I just want the best for you guys. I'm sorry if I'm coming across as a hard ass, alright? Or if you feel I'm preaching. But I just want you guys to not get stuck and caught in all of this. Because you deserve so much better. Yep. Okay. Uh-huh. Oh, wow. All right. Yes, definitely a third-party situation. I think some of you guys experienced someone was cheating in the recent past. So you guys probably have, a lot of you guys have probably been through a breakup. Okay, yes. We're definitely going to be talking about Pluto. I was going to try to make this video quick, but I can see this may be a little bit longer. Wow. Okay. We have 5 different 3s here. There most definitely was a third-party situation for a lot of you. I mean, this is not going to resonate with every single one of you, but I feel that a lot of you are going through this type of energy. Okay. Oh, didn't take my bottom card. There we go. Okay, we clarify the Queen of Cups in reverse, and now we get the Ace of Cups in the reverse position. So this is blocked, repressed emotions. You know, a relationship may have recently ended. Maybe you were withholding your emotions for fear of getting hurt. Okay, this was our circumstances position. We had the 2 of Cups. We clarify, and now we get the Queen of Cups in the reverse position yet again. So, the whole codependency, emotional insecurity, dissatisfied, feeling disconnected, thinking with your emotions instead of your head. Yeah. Okay, this was our focus card, the Ace of Cups in the reverse position, and now we clarify, we get the 9 of Wands. So, with the 9 of Wands, this can indicate that there may be some hidden enemies. But if you see this man, oh, he is standing there strong. He's standing his ground. He is ready to fight, battle, and protect that which is his. Oh, yes. Now, he's already been through a battle. But hey, he is waiting for the next battle to arrive. He ain't messing around. And, you know, he's just standing there defensively, standing his ground. And, you know, you may have experienced this loss, probably a loss of a relationship of some sort, whether it be a romantic relationship, a marriage partner, or even a friendship. You know, but obviously there was a loss, but you were standing your ground. You're standing up for yourself. You know, this can also mean that you're very mistrustful of others as well. But you know what? All these 3 cards and the 3 of Swords has come out twice. I'm sorry, but yeah, I'd be pretty mistrustful too, so I'm not going to blame you at all. I'd be feeling mistrustful as well. Okay, this was the card position of your recent past, or what is passing, which we had the Moon card, and now we have 3 of Swords in the reverse position, which still indicates that heartbreak, but it indicates that the pain associated with that heartbreak and separation is now starting to fade, which makes sense seeing how this is in the past. So maybe some of you are just having a hard time letting go of it and moving forward. And it's causing you to be mistrustful and too scared to even let your feelings and your heart and your emotions get involved with another person. Maybe that's what's holding you back. Okay, here we had the Page of Wands in the reverse position, which was the present energy, the here and the now present energy. And we clarify it, and we get the 8 of Pentacles. So this is about change or a new beginning in regards to work, education, financial circumstances. You know, this gives determination to master a new skill. It could either be mastering a new skill or expanding a set of skills you already have, but expanding your knowledge of that. Sometimes this indicates that you go get some schooling to either learn new skills or expand your skill set. And, you know, some of you may just decide, you know what, I'm just ready for a whole entire new career. So some of you may be like, you know what, I'm going for something totally different. Some of you may decide to go get some education on a whole entire different field, you know, something that you never thought that you would go after, but now you are deciding you want to. You know, but you can achieve success through perseverance. You know, you may be unhappy right now, but ultimately you are committed to making the changes to ensure success. And I think a lot of you guys are going to get some more education. And hey, that can never hurt, because, you know, this will be able to allow us to whatever projects we're trying to launch here with the Page of Wands, this extra schooling could potentially help us to get these projects going. So it's like kind of like a temporary setback, you know, but ultimately it leads to something good. Knowledge is power, my friends. Okay, this was the near future position. We had the Nine of Wands in the reverse position, and it is clarified by Death in the reverse position. So, Death in the reverse position, this is, you need to let go of the past. If you have any type of unresolved issues with someone from your past, clear it up so you can move forward. Because if you don't take the necessary action to clear it up so you can move forward, then the battle, it's just going to be like a constant battle that you can't get a break from. It's constant battling that essentially is breaking you down. It will make you mentally and physically just exhausted at the point where you're like, I'm just ready to call it quits. You know, and it's like no matter what you do, you feel completely blocked at every turn with obstacle after obstacle after obstacle. And if that is the energy that you're going through, it's because you need to resolve whatever you've been hanging on to that is from the past. You need to deal with that so that you can let it go and so that you can move forward. And now I need to talk about Pluto more now than ever, okay? For those of you who do not know about astrology, I will try to make this simple. Pluto rules the sign of Scorpio, okay? Scorpio rules the Death card. And Pluto, again, rules Scorpio. Now, Pluto currently is in the sign of Capricorn because our planets are always moving. Pluto is like the slowest moving out of all of them, but they're always moving. And Pluto is currently in Capricorn, which is the opposite of Cancer. So, if your sun sign is in Cancer, then you have transiting Pluto opposing your sun. If your moon sign is in Cancer, then you have transiting Pluto opposing your moon. If you have your rising sign, your ascendant, in Cancer, then you have transiting Pluto opposing your ascendant sitting on your descendant. Now I'm Cancer rising, so I understand what this energy is trying to say. And I've had a lot of relationship problems myself. I've been with the same person for close to 2 decades now, but woo! It's been stressful, let me tell you. Now, Pluto is all about bringing necessary changes, but the changes that we typically encounter when Pluto is involved in some way, shape, or form, they can be pretty painful to go through, okay? Because Pluto's all about wanting you to transform, regenerate. So, if something happens to be taken away from you, Pluto's saying, hey, that needed to be taken from you because it's not going to serve your personal growth in the future. It's not any good for you. And the more that you try to fight against Pluto trying to make a change, the more that Pluto is just going to throw even bigger obstacles and more problems your way. And it will keep doing it until you decide, you know what, I give up. I'm going to stop. And then the moment that you stop, things will start getting a whole lot easier. Sorry. I hope that if you do not understand astrology that you were able to somewhat understand that. If you have any questions, just comment on it. I'll answer the questions. But ultimately, whatever is being removed from your life, you need to let it go. Have that closure so you can move forward, because the sooner that you let it go and you move forward, the better that things will get. And you will see a turnaround. I'm not saying that everything's going to be hunky-dory, peachy, but it will get a lot better. And you will see, especially give it a few years down the line, you're going to see, I needed to go through that. Because I could have never made it to where I am now had I not gone through that. Excuse me. Okay, this was the card position of your attitude. We had the Three of Wands. We clarify, and now we get the Emperor. So with the Emperor, you know, this can be a father or a father figure. You know, a man that's older. This person could also be in a position of authority. But this is all about having a solid foundation, structure, stability. You know, this Emperor, he can create order out of chaos. He has a strong desire to see your ideas manifest. You know, an opportunity will definitely arrive. And if you are facing difficult choices, you must maintain focus, concentration, confidence, assertiveness. You know, this could be indicating that you're going to be taking on a leadership type role, or that you're looking towards trying to get in a leadership role. And you can do it. You can have that success, and you can land that leadership type role if that's what you desire. Or this could simply indicate a man whom you are working with that is represented by this card. And if this is a man that you are working with that is helping you in achieving your goals, then you're definitely going to need his blessing to move forward and to achieve what you're going after here. Okay, this was the card position of how other people see you. This was the Five of Coins in the reverse position, and now we have the Ace of Swords. So, the Ace of Swords is ultimately victory. It's mental clarity. It's a breakthrough. It's that aha moment. You know, this is a great use of power to achieve what the goals that you want, essentially. And those goals can come easier with the blessing of the Ace of Swords. You really can achieve anything you desire. It is simply your fear that blocks it. But you really can achieve whatever you want. You just have to set your mind to accomplishing the goal that you want, or the goals. Maybe you might even maybe you might come across a new way of thinking. Maybe you have a creative vision. Either way, this is about seeking out truth and justice as well. And if this is indicating potentially that, that there is a battle or conflict coming up, don't worry, you will be able to hold your own. You will emerge victorious. You can win any battle when you have the Ace of Swords on your side. But you need to be careful. Don't push too much because, it is a sword. It's double-sided, so the sword can cut both ways. So just be gentle. Go with the flow. So other people are looking at you guys like you do have plenty of opportunities. They're there. Now this was our hopes and fears position. We had the Priestess reversed. Now we have Three of Pentacles reversed to clarify. Now with the Three of Pentacles, this is simply saying that you are disregarding your intuitive skills. So yeah, I think this is a fear, but I think this is also very truthful of your situation. I think that you guys know you're not listening. Sometimes you decide to just turn off your intuition and refuse to listen to that inner voice. But when you have Cancer on your sun, moon, or your ascendant, you're very intuitive. You don't want to take that for granted. And this card combination is saying it's being taken for granted. You're not utilizing your fantastic intuitive skills. But you can correct that very easily. Okay, this was our final outcome card. We had the Eight of Swords, and it's clarified by the Three of Wands in the reverse position. So, this would be delays and obstacles in your goals. Maybe you had a lack of foresight, which is just bringing about more obstacles and delays. But ultimately, the Three of Wands is about a setback, okay? And this very setback or series of setbacks that you are going through, or that you will be going through, you need to realize that they are actually very important. They're going to play an important role in your future, further down the line. Because the setbacks that you are going to experience are going to help you shape and mold yourself going into the future. They're going to affect your personal development. And some of you might be worried about being betrayed by, say, a business partner here. So some of you may be letting fear get the better of you and thinking someone might be out to get you. So the bottom of our clarifying deck, here we have the Prince of Pentacles. So if you do have a business partner or someone who is willing to help you accomplish your goals, you need to know that they are reliable and they are trustworthy. You know, they are just as committed to obtaining and achieving that goal as you are. They are just as dedicated and committed. And you know, Prince of Pentacles, you may have to accept some extra responsibilities. But I would caution you, you need to do so without complaining or holding grudges about it. And you need to hold your word. If you say you're going to do something, do it. If you make a promise, hold your bargain. Hold your end up. Keep that promise. You know, this is slow and steady progress. All the knights are fast moving, which, you know, it's a prince in this deck, but this is actually the Knight of Pentacles. The knights are fast moving energy or fast moving situations, or, you know, people that are expressing this type of energy. But the Knight of Pentacles here, he's the slowest out of all the knights. But just because he's slow doesn't... He's slow but deliberate, okay? And I think that's a good thing. Slow but steady wins the race. Indeed it does. So, because sometimes when you go too fast in trying to accomplish a goal or achieve success, you go too fast, you're going to miss way too many things. And, you know, that can bring about failure. You don't want to go building your house on sand, if you know what I mean. You want to have a solid structure, solid land. And on a side note, you want to make sure, be careful of being overly stubborn here. You may need to compromise. So do try to be open to it. And don't get caught up in the details of... You don't want to be focused on perfectionism here. Don't get too caught up in every single minute detail. But ultimately, if you are involved with someone, whether it's a business partner or someone who is simply there helping you to achieve your goal, just know that you can trust them and they are reliable. You don't need to worry about them betraying you. That is a fear. That is your mind and your fears trying to get the better of you. But I'm here to tell you, this is not true. Past life relationship. Codependency. Free yourself. Chariot. Life experience. Justice. Oops. Okay. Past life relationship. You have known each other before. So, maybe for some of you, maybe this person you had this pretty brutal relationship experience with, maybe this was just a part of some past life relationship karma. Typically when this card comes out, it shows that the karma is not yet resolved, But that could be because you're not letting it go. And here we have the Chariot. An important achievement, self-discipline and willpower, public recognition. And the Chariot, if you have any enemies, you will triumph over them. You will win. Victory will be yours. But the Chariot is also about forward movement. Codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. You know, and that could be addictions to, you know, it could be an addiction to the sex. It could be an addiction to social media. It could be an addiction to buying clothing. It could be an addiction to alcohol. It could be an addiction to street drugs. It could be an addiction to prescription medication. It could be an addiction to simply being in relationships. It could be addictions where you are constantly addicted to being in bad relationships where you know the person's not good for you, but yet you do it anyway. You know, addictions can play out in so many different ways. Because, you know, you can make an addiction out of just about anything. Now, to clarify, we end up getting the life experience card, which is the Tower card in the standard tarot decks. A significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change and time to spread your wings. Now, the Tower is, you know, this is the Tower in the regular deck. And the Tower is like a rude awakening. You were forced to wake up and see things for as they truly are. And while you may experience this as negative initially, there's always a blessing in disguise. It may be negative at first, but it will show you what it needs to show you so you can make the necessary changes. And ultimately, it will lead you to something far better, far more healthy. Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. Now, considering that it just happened to come out right here by the Eight of Swords, you absolutely need to take back control of your life. We clarify, we get the Justice card. Fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. And you know it's not right to stay stuck in this cycle of fear. You know it's not right to stay stuck in the past on what someone may have done to hurt you. It's not healthy. Free yourself from all of this shit. Excuse my potty mouth, but you know, it is what it is. You got to free yourself of all this negativity, because it's not going to be beneficial. What would be beneficial is freeing yourself from all of it. You need to take back control of your life. You were in charge of your life ultimately. You know what's best for you. You need to listen to that intuition. Stop shutting off the switch You need to keep it on, and you need to listen to yourself. Because you know what's right, and you know what's right for you. So I ask that you do follow your gut feeling. But you know, there will be true justice when you free yourself. Okay, I know this has been emotionally intense. So, whew. Alright, Cancers, I really do love you. And I hope that you guys take my advice and you just tell that negativity, that devilish type energy to go to hell, okay? Take back control. I will talk to you guys next month. So blessings of healing, prosperity, and love. Talk to you next month. Bye-bye.